Head Busting Boxing. We are back in the house, and we're here to talk about this exclusive article by WBN, and it's dealing with Amir Khan reflecting on his loss and give props to Terence Crawford. Now, finally, Amir Khan is coming out and on some real talk about what happened in the fight. No, my elbow, or no this nor that, no low blow talk. He's telling the truth on this one. So I got to give a shout out to Amir Khan and give him props for saying what's real and what really went down in the fight. Now, let's get to the article. And like I said, the article is by WBN. Exclusive. Amir Khan reflects on loss, give props to Terence Crawford. Okay, let's get it. And the article, let me see. Just go get to the quotes. And Amir Khan says, "I tried my best, and obviously I did not succeed. I'll just go back to the drawing board," Khan exclusively told World Boxing News before explaining why he took the fight initially. "I just wanted to see how I did against a top level fighter, and obviously I fell short." Now, he ain't giving no excuse about no low blow. He ain't giving no excuse about no elbow. He said he fell short. And he goes on to say, "I'm not going to take anything away from Crawford. He's a great fighter with great skill. Maybe not the strongest I've faced, but someone who is very smart in the ring." Now, hey, as far as I'm concerned, that ain't no shot at Terence Crawford by saying probably not the strongest, because once again, Crawford moved up from 135. And he goes on to say he's an amazing fighter. Just overall, he does everything well. Hey, if you can't see that, for anybody that's not a big Terence Crawford fan, if you can't see that man's skill set is off the chain, then I don't know what to tell you. Then he also goes on to say, "I believe whoever he faces, he will give big problems to. I mean, Spence, Pacquiao, or Thurman at 147, Crawford would give them all problems. A lot of the top 10 fighters he would take apart." Asked what Crawford did well compared to many champions he faced in the past, Khan replied, "He has a great IQ and is probably the toughest I've fought. I've got a good ring IQ myself, but he was probably up there with me, or maybe better." Now, me personally, I don't think Amir is the smartest boxer in the world. And that ain't taking no shot of him, that's just observation. When he gets hurt, he doesn't grab. Well, sometimes, I can't take that away from him. Sometimes he does grab. But he tend to get caught up in a brawl when clearly he doesn't have the physical attributes to be in a brawl. He's a boxer. Then he goes on to say, "I thought my speed would help me in the fight, but obviously when someone has that good an IQ, speed might not work against them. You have to come up with something else then." And that's my problem with Amir Khan. That's why I said I don't think he's the smartest boxer in the world in previous videos, because you don't really see Amir adapt. You always see him come in with the same game plan. Now, the one thing I will give him that sometimes I think he doesn't do enough of, and that's work the body. Amir is a fabulous body puncher, and sometimes he lacks the wherewithal to continue working the body. But he's an excellent body puncher. On how the contest may have developed had it been allowed to continue, Khan says he witnessed Crawford slowing down in the final round. Now, I definitely don't agree with that. If anything, to me, Crawford was trying to take him out. At that point, Crawford wasn't trying to dance around as much. He was sitting down on his punches, so I don't agree with that. But he says, "I watched the video back again, and Crawford started good early. He pointed out he got some success in the fight and started fast, but you could see him slowing down in the second half of the fight. He would have slowed down. That's when I would have gotten some good shots off." Amir, I hate to tell you this, bruh, but Crawford has never in any of his fights shown that he fades late. But you have, so I would have to disagree with that. Before the fight got stopped, I could see how tired he was in the corner when watching it back. He was huffing and puffing, but I didn't see that at the time, just how hard he was breathing, even when I was recovering from that low shot. I was trying different things, but I got hit below the belt, and that's when the fight ended. I don't know how the fight would have gone on concluded. Now, that's the end of the article, and I'm gonna give my thoughts on it, of course. I thought Amir was being as honest as he could about the fight right there. So like I said, I'll have to give him his props for that. He didn't really make any excuses. He didn't touch on the fact that he actually quit either, but I don't expect him to do that. But I do, like I said, I have to give him his props for really, he admitted that Terence is the better fighter. And he is the better fighter. I stated this previously. Do I believe Amir is the better athlete? Possibly, and I'll even say probably. Amir has exceptionally quick hands. He has fast feet, but his footwork, in my opinion, can be a little shaky at times. He do some weird things with his legs. He look off balance a lot, especially while getting chased or whatever. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. But Amir really only have two styles, and that's the choppy, you know, pop 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 stuff he does, and when he does that, he gives a lot of movement in and out, more or less. And when I say in and out, not necessarily with much side to side movement. And I'm not talking about while he's retreating. I'm talking about normally he comes in a straight line. He backs up in a straight line after he comes in a straight line. So he can be very predictable. And it's either that or somebody knock the hell out of him, then he sits there and brawl with his opponent instead of coming up with a different strategy. So in my opinion, no, he's not the smartest fighter. But I'm gonna give Amir a lot of props in this video because Amir does have heart. And I think that's what pissed a lot of people off about a month ago when the fight ended. Because I don't think anybody saw Amir quitting like that. And I don't care if you are a Amir Khan fan, he quit. I don't dislike Amir Khan. Me personally, I thought Amir was going to give Terence problems early. See, that's the one problem I have with what he said. He said that he saw Terence fading and him gaining momentum. Well, if you look at the two guys' careers in its totality, even though both of them career isn't over yet, who is more likely to fade at the end, Amir or Terence? Terence normally starts out slow. Amir normally starts out fast. Terence normally gain momentum, make adjustments, figure out his opponent and break them down, and normally stops them late. Amir doesn't tend to do that. Normally, if you see Amir Khan stop somebody, it's because he beat on them. And when I mean that, basically his in and out style, they can't figure it out, that he's just coming in and out in a straight line. They don't time him, they let him get off first, and it's a cumulative effect. And normally, like a Paulie Malignaggi, he laid hands on you so bad that the referee or your corner has no choice but to say, man, I gotta stop this. That's normally how Amir Khan get late stops. His plan A is working successfully, and his opponent doesn't challenge it, and eventually he just wears them down, beat them up, and the fight's over. Well, with Terence, it's normally the other way around. Normally, his opponent might give him problems in the first 2 or 3 rounds. He make adjustments, start sitting down on his punches, maybe switch stances, whatever, and slowly breaks him down. So Amir has some growing to do if he's going to get back to where he was supposed to be, because a lot of people might not remember this, but Amir Khan was supposed to be the heir apparent. He was supposed to be the next big thing, and he lived up to that for a short moment. But Amir Khan really wasn't the same after the Danny Garcia loss. He just wasn't. And when you get knocked out in the fashions that he has over his career, the Prescott, Garcia, and the Canelo Alvarez knockout, those things take its toll on you. When your head bounced off the ground the way it did against Canelo Alvarez, you're damaged goods. So I understood why he took some BS fights after that and tried to get back in the mix. But I think Amir would have been better served fighting somebody outside of Crawford. The person he should have fought, because they keep dancing around with it, is Adrian Broner. Him and Broner should have fought a year or 2 ago. That would have been a smart move for both of them career. But like I said, I give him his props. He finally came out and admitted, in my opinion, I mean, you can read the article yourself and see what you get out of it. But in my opinion, he finally admitted he lost to a better fighter. And I know that's hard for any fighter to say, especially when you believe in yourself. That's part of being a fighter. But he couldn't do it completely. You know, he said, well, you know, I thought he might have been fading. Nah, bro. Terence don't fade. You got the wrong one. But anyway, I do give him his props. Well, this is Head Busting Boxing Fight Doctor. Let me know what you think about the article. Hit me up in the comment section. And let me know what you think. Hit that share button. Hit that subscribe button. And I am out.